All right, Coach, you guys are doing pretty well. You had a pretty good season and so far a pretty good postseason. How do you keep your players focused on a game like this, not thinking about the state championship, but thinking about the game at that time?
Well, we talk every day about coming out and practice and worrying about getting better that day. Teams that teams that come out and work on improving daily, those are usually the teams that'll they'll stay playing all the way through the playoffs. Once you get content, once you think you've arrived, once you just kind of go out and roll the ball out and don't get better that day in practice, usually those are the teams that they end up getting beat that Friday night. So we're constantly preaching, hey, let's get better, keep getting better each play, every day, and our kids have really bought into that.
There's been a lot of buzz around this school. What is the atmosphere for your team and for the student body here?
Well, I'm a lot. Our kids are. We want to play for championships. This is a huge game this week with Southside, and they've got our complete attention. If you say the name Southside, you better be ready, and so we're ready to play. But our kids, great senior leaders, they thoroughly enjoy being around each other, and they don't want the season to end. And they're going to play hard. They've done that every week this year. They're going to come out and get after it, and we'll see what happens Friday night.
Your offense last week was I'm talking about just kick some butt up and down the field. Can you talk about your offense and what Austin Allen's meant to this team and Bryce Haggins?
Well, number one, we had a quarterback last year named Brandon Allen. Didn't think we'd ever have a quarterback equal his stats, the things he did for our football team, and lo and behold, 1 year later, from his younger brother, he broke Brandon's record last week with touchdown passes in a season with 40. He's very close to his total offensive mark, completions, all that good stuff. So Austin's had a phenomenal year. I'm not going to say he's the best quarterback in the state. There's some good ones out there, but he's got to be one of the best juniors. And going into next year, he should be the top guy. Bryce Haggins, he's right at 1,000 yards, 500 yards receiving, to almost 20 touchdowns for the second year in a row. The kid's a playmaker. You put the ball in his hands, good things usually happen, and a lot of times that results in points on the board. But we've got a lot of good ball players. But the key with this football team is that they're playing as a team. Nobody cares about who gets the stats or the stars or the glory. It's all about the team and being the best team on that Friday night.
Now, all that offense production, I'm a former offensive lineman, so I kind of know it starts with the big uglies up front. How's your offensive line played this postseason?
Well, you know what? They're getting better every day. And at the start of the year, that was kind of what everybody said was a weak link. Our offensive line, we struggled at times early. Number one, they're not big. They're little uglies, if you want to call them, but they've gotten better. They keep improving, and that kind of goes back to what we said about improving daily. These guys have been improving daily, and last week against a very good Conway defensive line, we ran for almost 200 yards. Against a great defensive line last week, we had all day to throw the football. So give all the credit to those guys. Ray Davis, a senior left tackle, Lucas Bruton, Chase Carney, guys at tackle, Jared Thurman, Austin Hubble. Those guys have all played very well.
Now, your defense pulled a shutout in the second half against Conway, and in any league, that's very hard to do. Can you talk about how your defense has been playing this postseason?
Playing well. The guys, again, we're not a very big group, but our linebackers, led by Ben Du Bois, Chaz Miller, Brooks Ellis, those guys play very, very fast. Our defensive line, not the biggest, but they do a great job of getting off blocks. Been very well coached by Jeb Huckabee and Trey Selman. That's Tyler Tipton, Giovanni Negrete, our ends with Reese Fitchie, Brandon Young, Terrell Henry, which Terrell's a young man that has not played football in a couple of years. He's a basketball player. Those guys have really done a great job of putting pressure on the quarterback, and our secondary is making plays left and right.
Have you had that most valuable player, not one of the guys you thought were going to be the most valuable player in the year, a guy that's has come out and surprised you this season?
Wow, I mean, we've got so many kids that you could give that title to, but defensively, I think Terrell Henry. Like I said, he's not played football. We really didn't know what to expect from him. He's a good-looking kid that can really play fast, but he's got 7.5 sacks this year. That's been a huge success for us. Offensively, our fullback Billy McEver, all he does is catch touchdown passes. He's a physical kid. Played center as a sophomore. Moved him to fullback last year. Caught 4 or 5 touchdown passes this year. I think he's got 6 touchdown receptions, 2 touchdown runs. He's probably our most valuable player. He allows us to do a lot of things. And you've got to throw Tyler Tuck in there, tight end for us. Tyler's a kid that did not play football, played basketball a year ago, came out and he's got 36 receptions, seven or 8 touchdown catches. And from a tight end position that we really didn't know what we were going to have. And Tim Cavell is another kid that we switched from defense to offense. Didn't care about where he played. He just wanted to help the team. And Tim is one of our other tight ends, and he's done a fabulous job for us.
Now I'm pretty